culture and everything else that goes with the Aaron Rodgers story. And now, of course, at the match yesterday, allowing that conversation to continue, I have this crazy theory that I feel like he's kind of playing this whole thing. He's making them squirm in Green Bay, that he's making them understand, like, this would be life without me. Are you sure you want this? Be careful what you wish, and all the other cliches that go with it. You don't know what you got till it's gone. Let's bring in Jeremy Fowler, our ESPN senior NFL reporter, who joins us right now on the Goodyear Hotline. Jeremy, good morning. So, I found something interesting from just the jabs going back and forth with Tom Brady, the questions that were asked, of course, of the Turner Sports guys to Aaron Rodgers about it. The fact that Aaron Rodgers, because you know this stuff doesn't happen in a vacuum, right? They're not catching him by surprise, asking him about it. He had to say, yeah, it's fine. We can talk about it. The more I see it and the way he answers things in like this sort of passive-aggressive way suggests to me that I don't know if he's totally gone from Green Bay or if he's just enjoying keeping them on the skillet and letting them burn a little bit and letting them squirm, not knowing whether or not he's going to be there for week one.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's probably both. It just feels like Aaron Rodgers and everybody involved in the match yesterday was in on the joke, right? And so Rodgers, in true standoff form, is not showing any emotion. He's not showing his cards. He's basically telling everybody, you all don't know exactly what you're talking about. Only I know all the intricacies and details of all this along with the Packers. And so, asking around the league, there's a sense and a belief that Green Bay, though still hopeful, is probably a little bit torn. They weren't necessarily expecting answers from Rodgers, but some people there still believe, hey, look, this guy is dug in, and he might not show up. Now, some are still hopeful that he will show up for training camp. There's no clear-cut answer, no matter who you ask around the league. The only thing that's clear-cut right now is they don't plan on trading him, at least this summer.
Okay, so...
Nor should they.
Listen, Fowler, I'm of the opinion that he's dug in, and if we're going to let the thing burn, let it burn completely. If we were to put a timeline on the resolution for this, when do you see it coming?
Well, Monica, I think if it gets closer to week one, then the Packers will be forced to make some sort of decision. I know right now their plan is to wait this out and put the ball in Aaron Rodgers' court and let him sort of dictate when he comes in how this is going to go. And really they're going to wait to see if he wants to threaten retirement, which at least publicly he has not done. Maybe he's done that privately, but they're going to sort of put the ball in his court, see what he does, and then if it gets closer to week one, then they have to go with Jordan Love at that point. Hoping that maybe if Rodgers were to show up, that because he's an MVP, he's been in the league almost 20 years, that he would be ready. But considering how difficult it is to play quarterback, they would have wanted him in with some reps of this team. So they would have to sort of move on at that point. But it's really not over until like late October because that's the trade deadline. Green Bay, if they were to make a move in the future, it wouldn't involve anything with 2021. It would be future draft picks, future players for 2022. So they don't have to be rushed into any sort of decision, even if this goes well into August. But at that point, they would give the reps to Jordan Love and just hope that he develops into a great quarterback.
Jeremy, we have some breaking news. Aaron Rodgers tied his shoes yesterday. You're coming.
Come on.
Jay.
I can't help it, Monica. I'm sorry, news. Jeremy. It's just I can't with every day on Aaron Rodgers. But you know what I can do? We love drama. We love it. And I feel like it's a hard knock life for the Dallas Cowboys because Hard Knocks is coming out and they're set for Hard Knocks. What storylines with the Cowboys, America's team, do you think we should be ready for?
Hey, I'll gladly take some other breaking news. We can talk about another team. We've talked about Aaron Rodgers so much with no movement, but the Cowboys, I'm watching Ezekiel Elliott. There's a feeling around the league when you talk to some personnel evaluators that the last 2 years, Zeke Elliott has not been his explosive self. Only 7 rushes of 20-plus yards the last 2 years. So they believe, look, if this guy's healthy, best shape of his life, he can still be the best running back in the game. He just hasn't been that. So that's what I'm watching for. There are rumors out of Dallas that he is in great shape. He's ready to go kind of reclaim that 2016, 2017 form. If he's there, even though the running back position has been a little devalued around the league, he changes things for Dak Prescott, the offensive line, everybody on that team. And then, Dak, he's ahead of schedule, but he's still got to show in training camp and preseason games that he can plant and throw off that back foot in a congested pocket. He hasn't proven that yet, and so he's going to have to.
Jeremy Fowler joining us on the Goodyear Hotline. So Trevor Lawrence signs his rookie deal, about almost $37 million there. So number 2, number 3 pick, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, so far not. Now, did they have to wait for his contract to sort of set the ceiling, or is there more things that need to be done, especially on the Jets front, because they don't have anybody else to throw the football for the quarterback?
No. The Jets have no quarterbacks with NFL experience right now. And so, they want to, at the very least, lock up Wilson before training camp. So it made sense for Wilson to wait for Lawrence to go first because Trevor Lawrence was fighting for no offset language in his contract, which means if he gets cut in year 3 or 4, he can double dip. He gets his guaranteed money from Jacksonville and he can go sign with another team. So he won that battle. So Zach Wilson can probably go to the Jets and say, hey, I want no offset language in my contract either. I think the Jets will be fine with that, but there are always some little intricacies you got to work out with these deals. They're pretty cookie cutter now. There aren't any major holdouts. I don't expect Wilson to hold out. Should get done, but he was most likely waiting on Lawrence in this case. So closer to training camp, I think that will get wrapped up.
Definitely needs to. Like I said, there's no one else on the roster right now. That's a big question mark, too. Who's going to be that vet in the locker room? Jeremy, always good to catch up with you, my man. Thanks so much.
Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it.
All right, Jeremy Fowler.
Aaron Rodgers chewing his gum.
Senior NFL reporter.
That was hilarious.
Joins us on the Goodyear Hotline, brought to you by Goodyear, helping you discover the road ahead. Goodyear, more driven. The beautiful mystery that is Aaron Rodgers. Come on, Jay, it's a great story, and everybody needs to know what's going to happen next. Meanwhile.
But no one knows, Alan. No one knows. That's the point.
Oh, we know.
It's provocative.
Everybody loves it.
It gets the people going.
Going.
What do the Bucs need to do to bounce back in game 2?